It is a pleasure and a privilege to welcome new and returning students, families, friends, faculty, and staff to this opening convocation of Susquehanna University's 163rd academic year. On behalf of the faculty of Susquehanna, I declare the 163rd academic year officially open. The Reverend Scott Kirshner, chaplain to the university, will offer an invocation.
Class of 2024, parents, families, I bid you welcome. As we begin this new academic year, full of all the promise and hope such new beginnings deserve, we are more aware than ever that this is a year unlike any we have seen. We carry in our bodies the sorrows and anxieties of living through a global pandemic. We also carry in our bodies the pain of social inequity and generational traumas of racism and violence. We carry these sorrows and traumas in different ways as our communities have not borne the burdens of these twin pandemics equally. And so, class of 2024, know this: the challenges of the present moment are part of the picture, but they are not the whole story. They shape the setting, but they do not determine the outcome, not by a long shot. May today mark the beginning of a journey blessed by new friendships and horizon-expanding experiences. May you discover passions that light up your heart and mind, and a desire to live and work in such a way that makes the world a better place for all. May you discover community and a sense of belonging. And may you even get a glimpse of joy along the way. May you discover the gifts of living and learning in this diverse community known as Susquehanna University. Whether learning remotely or living and learning on campus, we are one community. Blessings to you and welcome. We're so glad you're here. Amen. You may be seated.
Good afternoon and welcome. I am Dave Ramsaran, Provost and Dean of the Faculty and Professor of Sociology. It is my privilege to oversee the university's academic programs. I am pleased to introduce the participants in this opening convocation who are seated behind me. First, let me recognize Dr. Catherine Hastings, Associate Professor of Communications and Marshal for the faculty. The Marshal declares the opening and closing of the academic year on behalf of the faculty and leads professors, students, and staff in formal academic procession. Her presence and the mace she carries symbolize the central role and teaching authority of the faculty of the university. Dr. Susan Lance is Vice President for Student Life. She leads the Division of Student Life and oversees the myriad ways we engage students outside the classroom. Ms. Jeannie Mutika is Senior Director of the Center for Academic Success, where she and her staff support the academic needs of all students. Mr. Michael Dixon is Susquehanna's Chief Inclusion and Diversity Officer. Dr. Betsy Verhoeven, Associate Professor in the Department of English and Creative Writing, serves as Associate Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Matt Rousseau is Dean of the Sigmund Wise School of Business and Professor of Economics. The Reverend Scott Kirchner, Chaplain to the University, works to serve and support the spiritual interests and needs of students, faculty, and staff of all religious backgrounds. Ms. Morgan Dubbs, Class of 2021, and President of the Student Government Association, will welcome the Class of 2024. Dr. Jonathan D. Green is President of Susquehanna University. Dr. Alyssa Packer is Associate Professor of Biology and serves as Speaker of the faculty. Mr. D.J. Medafee, Vice President for Enrollment and Student Financial Services, will present the Class of 2024 and other new students. Dr. Valerie Martin is the Vice Provost and Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences and Associate Professor of Music. Ms. Christy Cracker is Dean of Students and Campus Life. She oversees resident life and student leadership and engagement. These are just a few of the countless individuals who are here to support you both in and out of the classroom. Our collective goal is to help you make your Susquehanna experience rewarding and engaging. I now like to ask Mr. D.J. Medafee to present the Class of 2024.
Greetings. As Vice President for Enrollment, I have the honor and the privilege to present the Susquehanna University Class of 2024. This fall, we are expecting 596 new students, 577 first year, and 19 transfer students. Whether you are a first year or a transfer, as an entering class, you have faced so much adversity. Navigating a global pandemic, which moved spring classes to remote learning, possibly taking away once-in-a-lifetime experiences for seniors in high school. Many attempted to balance learning at home with others in your households trying to adjust to learning and/or working remotely as well. The impact the pandemic has had on the economy may have impacted the jobs and careers for you and loved ones near and dear to your heart. You've also experienced a heightened level of racial tension stemming from the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. Institutions and businesses across the globe have been challenged publicly or challenged themselves internally to confirm their stance on fostering a diverse and inclusive environment that welcomes and supports those from various backgrounds and with various lenses in the way in which they shape their worldviews. Susquehanna has confirmed our stance. Anti-racism starts here. One of our learning goals at Susquehanna is for students to understand and navigate problems that often elicit complex and ambiguous responses. The pandemic and racial tensions of our time have challenged you to grow as individuals as well as members of this community. You are all ripe for the challenge. For this and more, you'll go down in history for the challenges your class and generation have navigated and overcome. We are excited to welcome students from 17 states and 3 countries. 58% are coming from Pennsylvania. New students also are representing California, Connecticut, DC, Delaware, Massachusetts, Maryland, Maine, New Hampshire, Ohio, Oregon, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Virginia, the Virgin Islands. Other countries represented are Cameroon, South Korea, and the United Arab Emirates, while we also have students representing citizenship in other countries like China, the Dominican Republic, India, Italy, Nigeria, and Thailand. 20% of the incoming class identify as students from diverse backgrounds, and 10% of the incoming class will be members of our honors program. 33 of you have had a parent or grandparent graduate from Susquehanna, and 18 of you currently have or have had siblings attend. From an academic perspective, your class is interested in pursuing over 40 different academic programs with top areas of choice including accounting, biology, biomedical sciences, creative writing, early childhood education, finance, management, neuroscience, psychology, and your favorite, undeclared. A thank you is in order for those that have contributed to your college search journey. Your parents, guardians, school counselors, community-based organizations, your admission counselor, the student financial services team, athletic coaches, our alumni, faculty, your early advisor, your O-team leader, as well as if you had a peer mentor. None of us have ever reached any pinnacle of success without the support of others, and many of these amazing people will continue to support you in your next phase of life. So students, take a moment to celebrate your transition to Susquehanna. Celebrate your academic successes. Celebrate the challenges you've overcome. And celebrate the challenges you've accepted as a member of the Riverhawk community going forward. Think about your commitment to growing academically, socially, and overall as a human being. Think about the commitment to support your peers as they develop in the same way. Achieve, lead, and serve. Welcome to Susquehanna University.
My name is Morgan Dubbs, and I am serving as the president for the Student Government Association for the coming academic year. First of all, let me say that it is my great honor to welcome you to Susquehanna. Although cliche, it really does feel like it was yesterday that I was in your shoes, and now I'm standing here in front of you, expected to impart some collegiate-level wisdom. When I was listening to this speech 3 short years ago, I was definitely thinking 2 things. When will this be over, and isn't it about time for my parents to leave? Before writing this speech, I consulted with a few former SGA presidents, and all gave the same advice. Just tell them what you wanted to hear on your first day of college. But then I realized that's not what the class of 2024 needs to hear. Your experience as a first-year student will be like any other. So my message to you is, life is unpredictable. But unpredictable doesn't necessarily mean bad. I could have never predicted that my abroad trip that I had looked forward to for so long was going to end 3 months too soon. But because my trip ended early, I had an unexpected yet much needed 5 months at home with my family. I never predicted that I would change my major, not once, but twice. But by doing so, I have been provided with more internships, friendships, and positive experiences than I ever could have imagined. I surely never envisioned being SGA president, and I definitely never envisioned this speech being delivered to you via pre-recorded video. I have learned this: the only predictable thing about life is its unpredictability. And because life is unpredictable, don't wait to take advantage of everything Susquehanna has to offer. Now that I'm a senior, I am realizing all of the amazing things this institution provides that I have yet to take full advantage of. So please, make that appointment at the CDC and create the best version of your resume. Utilize Garrett Sports Complex. Take more walks down to the river with your friends. Teach yourself to play a song on the piano in Cunningham. You can even start your own club. Whatever you do, make your Susquehanna experience uniquely yours. Don't be afraid to try something new. You never know what will get you that job offer or what will become your new favorite subject. You never know what will bring you joy. Make the most of your time here because you never know what tomorrow will bring. So today, I leave you with this. Life is unpredictable, but remember, unpredictable can be a good thing. Enjoy your Susquehanna adventure.
Sorry. Okay. I can only have the glasses or the mask on at the same time. Good afternoon. On behalf of the faculty, I am pleased to welcome you to campus today. While this may not be the introduction to college that any of us would have imagined for you, we are so excited to welcome you, the class of 2024, to Susquehanna University. Navigating the first semester of college can be an adjustment under the best of circumstances. Doing so in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, well, it presents a unique set of challenges, to say the least. I want you to know that your faculty members, along with dedicated staff across campus, are here to help you make the college transition as smooth as possible during these uncertain times. Please know that beneath the masks we are wearing are warm, inviting smiles, which, if you could see them, would convey to you that we are here to support you as you embark on this new chapter of your life. Each year, the university community selects a theme that shapes the common reading and other university events. I'd like to share with you a quote by American author Wendell Berry about this year's theme, curiosity. He writes, "Always in the big woods, when you leave familiar ground and step off alone into a new place, there will be, along with the feelings of curiosity and excitement, a little nagging of dread. It is the ancient fear of the unknown, and it is your first bond with the wilderness you are going into." This quote reminds me of my own feelings as a first-year student at a small liberal arts college, very similar to Susquehanna. Perhaps it captures what some of you are feeling as you find yourself in this new environment, ready to explore the place that you will come to call home. The mix of emotions Barry describes as he steps off into the unknown woods, curiosity and excitement mixed with a little nagging of dread, is to be expected as you begin your first year of college. You will meet new people who come from different areas of the country and the world. You will explore new academic topics and be challenged to think about ideas from new perspectives. Sometimes these experiences will surprise you and defy your preconceived notions, and sometimes they will lead to feelings of discomfort. Please trust that this type of uncomfortable curiosity is as important to the learning process as is the wonder that drives the discovery of new knowledge. Israeli author Amos Oz invites us toward this sometimes uncomfortable curiosity by asking us, quote, to imagine the inner world, both intellectual and emotional, of the other, to ask once in a while, what if I were her or him or them, to step for a moment into the other's shoes and under his skin, simply to understand, to sense what is there, perhaps also to try to find out how deep the dividing river is, how wide. How and where might we build a bridge? This curiosity will lead us sometimes to an exhilarating discovery, which is that there are many rivers, each of whose banks can show us a different landscape that may be fascinating and surprising. Fascinating even if it is not right for us, surprising even if it does not appeal to us. Perhaps indeed in curiosity lies the prospect for openness and tolerance. End quote. At this moment in time when we are surrounded by divisiveness and discord, it is more important than ever that we seek to understand one another so that we may ask how and where we might build bridges. On behalf of the faculty, I invite you to embrace the curiosity embodied in this passage as you begin your first semester at Susquehanna. Thank you.
Class of 2024 and to our transfer students. And welcome to your families and friends far and wide in what is our first, and I hope our last, virtual convocation. Let us acknowledge the Susquehannock people upon whose ancestral home this university stands. May we honor their memory by being ever more responsible stewards of this beautiful place. You just made one of the best decisions of your life. The faculty and staff of this institution are truly extraordinary, and their commitment to your development and success inspires me every day. That commitment has been reaffirmed by the extraordinary efforts they have undertaken to make it possible for us to be at Susquehanna this fall. Every process and every space have been reviewed and adapted to protect the health and safety of all members of our campus community and to enhance the educational experience of all students against the backdrop of the pandemic. I know you join me in thanking them. Convocation means to be called together. We are called together to signal your entry into the life of this university and to celebrate the beginning of your matriculation. But it is also an opportunity to affirm what we are called to do. It is critically important to recognize that we all join in the responsibility of maintaining a safe and mindful environment throughout the coming semester. We learn best in community, and it is only by working as a community with a shared commitment to each other's well-being that we will be able to complete the semester on campus. There have been few occasions in the history of higher education that have been riper for deep learning than this moment. First, we are entering into a social contract to collectively prevent an outbreak of COVID-19 on our campus. This means that we need to practice safe distancing, we need to wear masks, and we need to zealously follow best hygiene protocols. We need to be just as vigilant when no one is watching. We know what we need to do to stay safe, but we have seen millions flout good judgment out of ignorance and worse, selfishness. We can do better. We must do better. It is so easy to lapse into carelessness, but the stakes are too high. We need to take care of ourselves, but more importantly, we need to take care of each other. There have been debates all summer about whether college students can maintain the discipline necessary to stay safe in residence during the pandemic. We need to prove to the naysayers that Susquehannans can. By joining this community, you are committing to being better. This is a nursery of aspirations. As I said, there have been few occasions in the history of higher education that have been riper for deep learning than this moment. We are at an inflection point, a great awakening to matters of social justice, diversity, equity, inclusion, and privilege. It is a recognition that the fruits of liberty and prosperity have been broken promises to many because of the color of their skin, their gender, where they were born, or whom they love. We can do better. We must do better. I am so grateful for the work of the Census Task Force, a group of faculty, staff, students, and trustees who spent the summer laying out a roadmap for us to build upon the strengths of this great institution to become an even better university and a better community. We are in this together. It will be difficult work, but it is the most important work we can do. This is what it truly means to achieve, lead, and serve. As a living, learning community, we must always strive to be better, but we must commit to becoming a community where all members feel welcome, respected, loved, and able to flourish. This is what we are called to do. At the laying of the cornerstone of Selinsgrove Hall in 1858, Joseph Casey stated, "Education, in its legitimate sense, includes not only the cultivation of the mental powers, but the proper training and development of the moral sentiments and faculties, and its true object is to make us not only wiser, but better." Today, I invite the class of 2024 to your graduation in May of 2024. Each year, I give this charge to the graduates, but in this moment, as I officially welcome you to your new home, I'm compelled to give you the charge as you join the Susquehanna community. Achieve all you can for good. Lead with honor and humility. Serve with love and pride, and always strive to be not only wiser, but better. Welcome home.